So I got a couple of big announcements. All right, I'm gonna start with the light one first. The light one was I got home from leadership. I think it was last week. Last week I got home from leadership. I walked into my bedroom, and we have a little couch, a little love seat, and my 4-year-old David. Most of you have met him, right? My 4-year-old David was sitting on the couch, and I said, "Hey, David, how you doing?" He says, "I got married today, Daddy. I married Fafi." We have this little Ethiopian family that moved in down the street, and they have 4 kids, and they have a 5-year-old little girl. Her name is Fafi, and so David got married, and I am only one kid away from being an empty nester. It's going to be awesome. I am planning on going down, talking to the parents and stuff, find out what Fafi needs for the kitchen and stuff, what kind of wedding gift I should buy them. But yeah, I have little kids, so the strangest things come out of people's mouths, right? My second big announcement is at 5:15, so in about 15 minutes, 29 years ago, at 5:15 on October 19th, in Odell, Oregon, which is just above Hood River, I asked the most beautiful woman in the world to marry me. And she says, "No way." But 29 years later, I'm still married to that beautiful woman. Our anniversary is actually not until November, but I asked her to marry me. And so you guys can all ask her, because she won't know, she won't remember. You can say, "Do you remember what happened on October 19th? And then you can even say, "In Odell," and she's going to still look at you like totally puzzled because she won't remember. I'm the dates and numbers guy. All right. But you're not here for either of those two announcements. You guys are here for this one. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how much we appreciate you. Boy, that's a cool looking mountain. Some of you are probably saying, how did they get these cars and so close to the mountain? And where's that parking lot? And yeah, it's all photoshopped. So last couple of years have been tough for all of us, right? And now we're in a recession. Does everybody agree? I think everybody online agrees. Gas, groceries, utilities, rent, they just keep climbing. We also want you to know that we've seen your guys' value, your hard work, the effort, clients, community, the value that you guys keep putting out regardless. I know that, and I don't want to mention names. The reason I don't want to mention names is because I would be here all night, because I would literally have to just mention almost every single person that works here. Our patrol team, our CEIC team, the things that you guys do every day, and the fires you put out, and the things you prevent from happening are just amazing. And so we appreciate you. We want to do and want you to know that we're doing everything that we possibly can to invest in you. I'm a little emotional. And I think that we can make it through these hard times. We are raising the hiring wage for all positions. Now, if you've been here a year, 2 or 3, right, Jack? We've done this a few times, haven't we? We've done this a few times. We want to recruit good talent. So we're raising the hiring wage, and we've done that a number of times. And the one thing that I've heard time and time again, over and over again, is, "But I'm already here and I'm proving myself." And the guy that just walked in the door makes the same as me. And I understand. And I want it to be different. So we're going to do what we can to make it different. So we're going to give an increase to all team members that are in good standing, above what we're raising that to. So, and I'm going to get into that, so you guys can all just sit there and kind of get excited about it. We're also adding a 10-year increase for team members that are at a year and a second for 2 years and above. So if you've been here 3 years or 2 years, you just hit your 24 months recently, or maybe your 24 months is in like 3 months, then you'll know that you're going to get another, right? You're going to get this bump, you're going to get this next bump, and then in 3 months, you're going to get another bump, okay? We also have other exciting benefits and things that we're going to be adding at the beginning of the year. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but we are talking at the executive team and stuff. And as we're looking at budgeting for 2023, we're looking at ways to keep adding value to all of you, right? So now I'm imagining you guys are like, okay, but can you get down to the brass tacks of what is that going to mean to my paycheck? Can I afford, if you were my son, can I afford a Nintendo Switch, right? If you're David. If you're Jonathan, he's like, can I get myself a Vader? If you don't know what a Vader is, you got to go watch Netflix. It's called Gotham Garage or something. Well, that's the name of the thing, but I think I can't remember the name of the actual show. I don't know why I don't know the name. I know the Gotham Garage because I've watched all 3 seasons 24 times. But anyway, I digress. You should look up a Vader. I mean, they're hot, they're cool, they're expensive. My son's got good taste. So, new higher wages. So, Oregon CSAs are getting a $1 bump. That's at the hiring. That's at hiring. So at the hiring place of whatever that is, right? Whatever that entry point is, it's going out and we're telling the world that we're hiring $1 more now. So it's going to go up by $1. That means that if you're an Oregon CSA, chances are, right? You just got a bump too. You just got $1. So you just made another $1. Okay. Community safety ambassador. And we're going to get into it individually. Washington on-site's $1.25. So those of you up in Washington, Longview, the reason it's $1.25, the reason it's more is because that market is a little lower and I wanted to bump it up a little bit faster. I wanted to try to create a little bit more up there. It's at a lower rate than where Oregon is. It's a different community. Rent is different. I get all that, but it's still, I feel they need a little bit more, so I gave them another 25 cents. So that's what we're doing. Rise to Care. You guys are getting $1 too. Pretty much everybody's getting $1. Oregon Patrol, you're getting $1. Washington, you get $1, you get $1, you get $1. Okay? Now here's where the difference is. All right, so that's at the entry level, right? If they were making 18 bucks or 18.50 or 19 or whatever it was, now we're hiring new people in at 19.50 or 20.50 or 21 or whatever that number is. And you got it too. So it's in your it's going to be happening to you too. Now here's the difference. If you've been here 12 months, you got another 50 cents. So when I hire somebody at 20, you're making 20.50. If I hire it at 21, you're making 21 and a half. You're making 50 cents more because you're here and you're making more than them. And they're going to have to be here a year before they get to that bump, to that place. 2 year, another 25 cents. That's 75 cents more than a person that walks in the door. If you're armed, you will notice that you got a 25-cent raise. Some of you that are armed, you already know this. You were armed. You went through the qual. You went through the internal qual. You're carrying a gun now. Jack, you're carrying a gun. You got a 25-cent raise at that point. Well, I'm giving you another 25 cents because you're carrying a gun. So now it's a 50-cent bump instead of a 25. So if you're currently not armed, but you're in the process to get armed, and you're going through the internal qual and you're working that process, you will get that bump, that whole 50 cents at that point. If you have an MCB badge, you're working at a library, you're on a patrol team, something along those lines, you can respond to alarms, it's a 25-cent increase. So what does that mean? Well, for an Oregon patrol officer, you get $1, 50 cents, 25. If that fits all of you, it's $1, $2.50 or $2.25 if you were already armed, because it's only a 25-cent increase. You're making $2.25 more than you were making. If you take 2,080 hours, that's an FTE. That's how many hours if you work 40 hours a week for 52 weeks, 40 hours a week at 52 weeks times is 2080 times $2.25. That's your increase, and it's anywhere from 2080 is actually $1 up to $7,200 raise over the next 12 months for anybody that works here that fits in that category based on where you're at. Obviously, if you're only been here a year or you just started 6 months ago, you got to wait 6 months. So you're making $1 more, but the person that's been here 6 or 7 or 10 or 3 years or 7 years is making more than you. Because again, I want you to all understand that we have heard you speak and we want you to feel valued, especially those of you that have stuck with us through the thick and thin. Rise to Care, you got $1 raise. If you've been here a year or two, and most of you have, then you're making another 75 cents. So up to $3,600 more than you were making. If you're a community safety officer, $1, it's the same thing. But then we have the MCB badges because some of the CSAs are working at the libraries and so on and so forth, and they have to go through the extra background checks, armed, and so on. So again, a significant increase. Washington Patrol, same thing. So you guys up in Washington, you're on patrol, you're making $1 more an hour. If you've been here a year or more, 50 cents more, 25 cents, 50 cents for armed, which is actually only a 25-cent increase. So when you look at your stuff, and here's the other thing, is the leaders have all filled out. So everybody in the company that is hourly wage, and a few salaried people are getting these too, but that's different, are getting a card written by somebody else in the company explaining exactly what your wage increase is going to be and what you're making, what you're going to be making. So you'll understand. I just want to make sure you understand that 50 cent armed, if you're already armed, it's really only, so Jack, you already had it. So don't add 50 cents, only add 25, because technically you'll be sitting there looking at your paycheck and you'll be like, man, Chad lied to me in class. He said he shorted me by 25 cents. And everybody else, I have like 96 people that are all online right now that heard me say, Jack, it was only 25 cents because you're already armed. So I have 96 witnesses. I have 96 witnesses. MCB badge is 25 cents. If you already have it, it's already in your thing. So you're not getting it because it's already on your thing. Yeah. Excuse me, I just coughed into the mic. All right, Washington Community Safety Ambassadors are on sites and stuff up there. It's the same kind of deal, but it's $1.25 for that first bump, 50 cents, then 25 for those that are 2 years and up. Now, some of you might be asking, but I've been here 5 years, Chad. I've been here 7 years. Guys, this is over $250,000. Doing everything I can. That's not pause for effect. That's pause because I don't want to cry. This is $250,000. Now, some of you might be asking, Chad, why are you doing this? It's great to feel loved, but what's the point? Why? Well, again, one, I've heard you. Two, we have a ton of overtime. We need more people, and I need to find people like yourselves that are awesome, that are doing fabulous work. I believe beyond, like I've never believed before, that we have the best leadership team, hands down, in the security market. I have leaders that care, that truly sacrifice at every level, from corporal to directors. They care. They mentor, they share, they look for ways to add value. So I believe that what I'm doing is investing in the future. I also want you to understand, and some of you may or may not know this, we have a core value, it's called transparency, right? I'm transparent, so I'm here. I'm willing to answer your questions and tell you honestly. We had an account. We had a client willing to pay and they backed out of the deal because we couldn't staff it fast enough. It was $1 million of business. $1 million over the course of a 12-month period working for them, and they backed out of the deal and gave it to somebody else because we couldn't staff it. I don't want to lose business. I don't want to lose great team members that start to wonder if I care about them. I need to find good people. We have the hiring cards. I encourage every person, all 96 of you or 100 of you or whoever's online and whoever's not, tell everybody about this. Talk about this at the water cooler. Talk about this online. Talk about this on Snapchat. Talk about this on Twitter. Talk about this on Tweaker. Wherever you're at, right? Whatever online system you're using, okay? I hope you're not talking to each other on Tinder. I've heard about that. I'm not interested in knowing about that. But the reality is, I don't want to lose business. I don't want to lose business. And I want to find great people to add to our family. And so I'm asking you to join me in this. This is an investment. And I'll be honest with you, if we don't lower the overtime long term, if we don't lower the overtime and we don't get more business, if we don't flip that, then we will be upside down financially over the long haul. What do I mean by long haul? Well, this is all starting on the 23rd of October. So if on the 25th of October, no, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Guys, I'm joking, but in all seriousness, if in a quarter or two things don't start to dramatically change, we don't lower overtime and or lift more and find more people to get more contracts, one of those two things have to happen, or both of them at the same time or in a simultaneous fashion, then we're going to be still hurting significantly, and it actually will be hurting more because I'm investing over the next, it's somewhere around $15,000 to $18,000 every 2 weeks. I'm going to spend about 18 grand extra above and beyond to give you guys all this raise and these increases. And I want you to all understand, you all deserve this. So this is not me crying in my beer or anything like that saying, oh, poor woe is me. You guys deserve this and more. And I want to see that happen. And those of you that have been here for a long time, Jack knows he's gotten multiple raises. Many of the guys in Longview have gotten multiple raises. I mean, most of the people in Longview, if I told you what their dollar amount was when they started for us 2 years ago, many of them have seen $2 and $3 or more raises in just a couple of years. Many of you have seen the same thing, and we have constantly been driving that upward as best as we can. But we do need more people, and we do need more business. I believe that there's going to be more business. The more people thing, I don't know about. What's going to entice people to want to work here? Because I know once they get here, you guys are awesome. And the value you guys produce and the excellence you produce, I want to find people that are just like you. A friend of mine happens to be mayor of a city nearby. He calls it the TPP, the top performer profile, the TPP. So I want to find more TPPs because you are them. I want to find people that look like you. If you've ever watched 1996 Multiplicity, I definitely don't want to try to clone you all, okay? Because I like pizza, I like it a lot. Okay, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. I just recently downloaded and watched watched Three Ninjas with my oldest son last night. It was awesome. And then he's doing flips and kicks and stuff, and it was awesome. Anyway, let's see. I've said a lot, and I just want to double check that there's nothing else on the slides other than our core values, which you guys all have memorized. So what questions do you have? Wendy, how does this impact quarterly raises moving forward? Well, let me share what my finance director has shared with me. I just told you I just invested about $250,000. Okay, I just told you I invested $250,000. So that's what Karen and I are doing. That's what the executive team is doing. We're investing in you. I also want you to understand that Karen and I didn't get a raise. We're not getting a raise. The directors are not getting a raise. That's not happening. I've explained to people at the upper end that the people down in the hourly wages, they need this boost because the pain is that much. So that's number one. Number two, how does it impact hourly wages? Well, the best way I can explain this is we're spending about $28,000 every 2 weeks on overtime. And I'm spending now another $18,000. If I just reduce overtime by $18,000, I'll still be the same place I'm in. If I reduce it by $25,000, I'll be ahead. I'll be ahead just by reducing overtime. I'll be ahead. Now, there's only about 15 of you that take overtime like little, crazy people. So those 15 of you guys are like, I ain't gonna stop doing overtime. I'll go get a third job because that's all I do is work. I get it, but ultimately, just the flip of overtime alone can fix this. The extra. On top of that, I believe that there will be more business because if I can call and talk to clients, see, we haven't been looking for business in 5 years. It just keeps calling us. It is great, but when you don't have people to work it, then all you can do is put them on a waiting list. And if they can't wait, then they go find another person that can supply them with what they're asking. Or the semblance of, we have the best thing. We have name recognition out the wazoo. I don't even know what wazoo means, but it sounds cool. But my point, my point is, so the question is what does this do for quarterly raises moving forward? Well, I'll be honest. So first, I need to fix this issue, right? We need to fix this upside down and have people coming in or fire clients that are lower paying and hire clients that are more paying so that we have a better profit margin. There's a lot of things that can be done, and we're paying attention to all of it. We asked every client for raises. So one of the reasons, so I'm giving you the raise in Q4, and I'm getting a raise in Q1. So in 3 months, I'm getting a raise. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Yes. I'm getting a raise in 3 months. You're getting a raise when? Next week. Next week, you're getting a raise. On Sunday, you start making more money. So I'm spending the money before I get it, and we're getting a raise, and we asked every client. Now, I want you to understand that every single client is paying anywhere from right around 12, 18, many up into the 20 percentile higher, and they all said yes, except for one. And we won't be working for them very soon. But other than that, every single other client, I want you to understand, they all got a 20% increase or more in some cases. And they all said yes. You know why they said yes? Because you guys are awesome. Because you are awesome at what you do. Because you are amazing. Because you value the client and the relationship. And you work hard and you do your best every day. And we have great leaders that keep you on point. And so that's why. So what is it going to mean in January? Are we going to see a quarterly raise? I don't know. I definitely not if something doesn't change between now and then, because I'm already giving you January's and then some before we get there. What's the next thing I want to do? Well, as we start looking at quarterly raises, what I want to do is I want to start creating some more gap. I would like to see some maybe 5-year, 7-year gaps so that you have something to look forward to, so that when Jack hits year 4, year 5, year 6, he can look down the road and he can go, oh, I'm gonna get another 50 cents and another 50 cents and another 50 cents. And I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna become a corporal or a sergeant because I've been through the leadership class and I'm killing it. And I'm gonna get more responsibility and I'm gonna be awesome. And so I see myself making X when I get, to that bump. And I want to start seeing more of a gap in that arena. That's one thing I want to do. Will there be some other quarterly raises based on merit and things like that? Yeah, probably. if it's there. And I think I've earned the ability to say, if it's there, it will be there. And it's something that we're going to give. Because Karen and I have been doing this now for about 6 to 7 years, where we have been giving consistently. And those of you that have been here anywhere from a year or 2 or 3 have seen consistently increase after increase after increase, because we love you, we respect you, and we want to honor you. Okay. So I hope that answers that question. Does anybody else have a question, or anybody online have a question? Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, Johnny, do you have a question?
No, I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say what an amazing company, everybody. You know, from here to Portland, it's been an amazing experience for me, and you and Karen and Captain Pruitt and Sean and everybody in Longview. It's just been a great experience for me, and I love it.
Thank you, Johnny. We appreciate that. Anybody
Thank you,
else?
guys.
Anybody have a question? Anybody
I just wanna
online?
say something.
Yeah, go ahead. Who am I speaking with? Because I can't see you.
Nicholas Tunstall.
Okay, Mr. Tunstall, go ahead, sir.
I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to show myself, and this company has been a great opportunity for me, especially with me dealing with my daughter and everything that I'm dealing with back home. This job has really helped me to set a goal for myself in my near future for the next 5 years. But I am planning on retiring from this company, and I really want to thank you guys for allowing me to be here to to accept this role. And I
Okay.
really appreciate that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Yeah. The thank you cards are going to be, well, I don't know. How fast are you guys going to hand them out? I've already written mine. I know mine are going up. Some of my thank you cards, the thank you cards that I wrote, I filled out 5, are going to go up to Longview, because the people that I filled out thank you cards with their raises in it will be heading up probably tonight, or will go up, or have already went up, and maybe they're being handed out right now. I don't know. But as soon as it'll probably be handed to you either tonight, if it's already been filled out for you, or it'll be handed out in the next couple of days by a leader of yours. It might not have been your leader that wrote it for you, but it might have been. And does that answer? Am I close to the right answer?
Yes, no, you are accurate. They will start getting handed out tonight. So if you work, you will see a patrol lead, surprise patrol leads, handing out thank you cards to people. And if you work front half and you don't work the rest of this week, we will try our hardest to get them to you on your first shift next week. If you want it sooner than that and you want to stop by, please let us know, and we'll make sure that we have it at one of the offices for you.
Okay.
And 266-608-120 guest, you have a question?
Yes, this is Tipton, Officer Tipton over at Midland Library. This might be a little bit a stupid question, but is there, I do want to say with the company, is there any course of action for later on, instead of doing like, we'll say Washington or Oregon area, to branching out to other states as well, or is it just Oregon and Washington?
I'm an optimist and an entrepreneur at heart, so I'm always paying attention to stuff out there on the market. Starting in another state is not something I'm super duper excited about. If I was going to buy another company like what we did in Longview, it would be another company within driving distance and local, probably around here, so that we could continue to buy up market share or something like that. If I was going to buy or try to expand, I would not literally like pack up a car and go start an office somewhere with no contracts. I'm old. I'm old. So I'm getting smarter in my old age, and it's so much smarter to buy something that's kind of already working and then go in and add your core values and things like that. I hope that answers your question, but there's nothing on the horizon. I do pay attention to stuff out there on the market and stuff, but I'm not rushing into like buying a company in Florida or Texas or anything like that at this moment in juncture.
All right, thank you.
Do you know of somebody that wants to sell that has, like, 20 cents on the dollar?
Unfortunately, no.
That has an amazing core values and loves their team and already has a good group of people that really work hard? I don't know. All right. If that's, guys, I don't want to spend too much more time because we actually also have leadership to do. So, and I don't want to take up any more time of everybody else. But if there are any questions, whether it be in this room or online, you got 30 seconds to raise your hand or starts talking. And they were Marine Corps second, so time's already up. No, I'm just kidding. Harley?
I have a question.
Hold on 1 second online, 1 second. I got somebody in here. I'll repeat her question. Okay, or she's gonna repeat it. Go ahead, Harley.
Just gonna not necessarily like push anything on, but for example, my apartment complex is like Metro Watch and
Yeah. Absolutely. You can talk to your apartment manager. You can give out Cody. Yeah, you can talk to Cody and stuff and share with her information and talk to your manager and say, hey, I hate my security company. Who else raised their hand? Somebody else here? Avisha? Oh, you just asked Sonia. Okay. So somebody online, who was it online that just had a question? Nicholas?
It was, yeah. Does the people that work on 82nd or wherever are those the ones that get the thank you card? Just want to ask.
Yes. Yes, everybody is going to get one brought out to their site if they're working in the next few days. You do not have to drive in to get it. We're not going to put it in the mail. We're going to deliver it to you on site because we appreciate you guys.
Okay, because I'm
Okay.
here at work now. That's the only reason why I asked.
Okay. Dylan, you had a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask, we want to pick up the card, which office would we go to?
Here at Sandy, the Sandy office.
Oh, the original one?
Yep, the original office.
Okay, I guess I'll see you guys later then.
Okay. Okay, all right, so we're gonna be signing off. Guys, I cannot express how much we love you and how much we appreciate you. And thank you for the hard work. Thank you for the continued hard work. We're gonna get through this together. And again, I'm investing in the future of people that I believe in. So thank you guys.
You're welcome.